For thousands of Brits, including myself, there is simply no better getaway than a skiing holiday. The fresh air, the exercise, the spectacular scenery and the après-ski fun means that although people like the idea of a ski break, many would-be holidaymakers are put off by concerns of cost, whether they're going to be fit enough and the general logistics of getting up the mountain and sliding down the other side. Well, I'm pleased to say that today we are here doing a spot of myth busting, and to help me get you out onto the slopes are Michael Edwards, also known as Eddie the Eagle Edwards, Vicky Norman from the Ski Club of Great Britain, and from the Tyrrell Tourist Board, Holger Gassler. Guys, thanks so much for coming. It's good to see you all. Eddie, you're perhaps the most famous skier that Great Britain has ever produced, but it was ski jumping in 1988 that it all started for you.
Almost 25 years ago.
Incredible.
And I can remember it all like it was yesterday. It was absolutely fantastic.
Good stuff. And I know also, having spoken to you, that you still love putting your skis on now today as you did all those years ago before then. Right. So if there are people watching this and thinking, well, why on earth would I want to go skiing? It's cold in London, it's cold in England. I don't want to go to a cold country for my holiday.
That's right, but it's a different kind of cold.
Yeah.
Here it's very damp and it gets right into your bones, and the snow's very wet and slushy. But out there in places like the Austrian Tyrol, it's a lovely dry atmosphere. So even if it might be -10, it doesn't feel anywhere near as cold as, say, freezing or -1 in the middle of London.
And that sun gets beating down as well. Everyone comes back with a suntan.
That's right, and the snow is crisp, it's beautiful, and you're better dressed for it, and you hardly feel the cold at all.
Good stuff.
I thoroughly recommend it.
so do I. You're preaching to the converted here. But Vicky, from the Ski Club of Great Britain, is there still a perception that a ski holiday has to be a luxury thing that's hugely expensive and only for the limited precious few?
I think some people still do think that it's going to cost them an absolute fortune, but the reality is it's now very affordable. You can get out to the likes of the Tyrol. If you go out with the tour operator, they'll pretty much package everything together for you, including your lift pass and your equipment, sometimes your food as well, all in for about £500, or you can even pick up deals for flight accommodation and your transfer as well for about £325. I think we saw a Crystal one to Outback. So just to get you out there for a week, that in itself, you could probably spend about that much money staying in the UK, so you might as well go overseas. And then it's very easy as well if you were to sort of package it together independently. If you fly into somewhere like Innsbruck, it's very easy to access the Austrian Tyrol. You've got resorts within half an hour away, so you could hop in a hire car and drive straight up. So there are ways in which you can access the mountains very cheaply and very easily.
And when you get there, Holger, I mean, the Austrian Tyrol is a fabulous place. We've got pictures sort of on the screens behind us now. It's a fabulous place, but there'll be some people who, while they're away for a week, would probably want to do other activities. Maybe the kids are going to ski all day, every day, but mum or dad or the grandparents, or indeed any one of the group, might decide to go off and do something else. There's plenty to do in the Austrian Tyrol.
There are heaps of side activities which you can do, or like main activities as well. I mean, for skiers or for snowboarders, or like if you don't want to go skiing or snowboarding, there's cross-country skiing. But there are as well like you can do winter walks. There's like a horse sleigh ride. One of my favorite is like the tobogganing. You walk up to a mountain hut, get some tasty food, drink some Glühwein, some schnapps, and then go down. Makes it faster, makes it easier as well.
You're a bit nervous on the way up, but not on the way down.
Yes. Indeed.
Vicky, quick tips for people watching this, families planning on a ski holiday, tips perhaps sort of picking a resort and sort of that kind of thing.
So if you're going as a family, certainly a resort is going to be one of the first things you think about, especially if you're looking at price again. Resorts like Seefeld, for instance, really short transfer, which if you've got younger kids, that's really important because you don't want them, on coaches and things for hours, and fantastic facilities there for the family. Accommodation-wise, depending on, you might want to self-cater if you, depending on what you're eating, depending on what your budget is, there's a lot of available out there, but you can also get all-in accommodation where the food's included as well. I would look at that and look at times of year as well. A lot of families feel that if they've got to travel in their school holidays, they're restricted to, Christmas, New Year and half term, which can be quite expensive, but people forget about Easter, and sometimes Easter can be a lot more affordable for families to travel in those school holidays, and the snow conditions are still absolutely brilliant around that time of year. You continue to get huge dumps of snow right up until the end of April, so people shouldn't be concerned about travelling a bit later in the season.
Good stuff. Thanks ever so much, Vicky. We're almost out of time, but Eddie, I think we're finished with you, if you may. If there's somebody watching this and they're thinking, shall I give it a go? what would you say to them? What is it? Why should they ski?
I'm just as excited to put a pair of skis on now as when I first started 35 years ago. I love the sport of skiing, and I think they will too. If they get out there, give it a go, they'll realise just how special it is, and it's a lovely lifestyle, and they'll enjoy every second of it, and they'll continue to enjoy it for the rest of their life.
Great stuff. Thanks ever so much, Eddie. And it's a sport that you're doing, of course, in a place that looks like that. Why wouldn't you want to go? Guys, thanks ever so much for coming in. We're out of time. Vicky Norman from the Ski Club of Great Britain, Holger Gassler there from the Visit Tyrrell Tourist Board, and Eddie the Eagle Edwards, skiing legend. Thanks to the guys here in the studio, and thanks to you guys for watching wherever you are. If you'd like to find out more information, you log on. It's all the w's.visittyrrell.co.uk and www.skiclub.co.uk, the homepage there of the Ski Club of Great Britain. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.